At Dave Security here once again, sharing security insights, and today we are focusing on Tunisia. Now in this video, I'm going to provide a quick update on the security situation in Tunisia and share some helpful tools for businesses operating in Tunisia. So let's get right into it here. Now for those of you that have been watching this channel since 2010, you know that Tunisia has a special place in my heart. Not only did I serve there for 10 years as a security director, but I also have a lot of friends and family there. So I'm always keeping my eye for Tunisia, hopefully sharing some insights for you with these videos so that you can not only understand the situation in Tunisia in terms of the security landscape, but also have an idea as to how you can explore Tunisia, visit Tunisia. And if you happen to be conducting business in Tunisia, these videos can be valuable to you as well to provide that security insights. But enough about me and what these videos are about. Let's just get right into it. Now, what was supposed to be a special occasion, meaning the 10th anniversary of the Jasmine Spring, the Jasmine Revolution, and also known as the Arab Spring, has instead turned out to be marked by protests and violence and chaos, really. Not even to get into what's going on as far as the pandemic is concerned, but there's a lot of attention on Tunisia now, because anytime there's protesters in the streets, people naturally focus on Tunisia because of what happened 10 years ago. So let's share some insight as to what's going on right now and how that could impact you as an expat in Tunisia, as a traveler in Tunisia, and as a business as well. So what's going on? Why are people protesting Tunisia? Well, the short answer is that they're mad. All right, they're upset and they're frustrated with the lack of progress that they perceive by the government. Now, if we look at this article here by the AP, the headline is pretty telling. It says, "Why are youth protests sweeping Tunisia?" So that's the question people are asking themselves, because Tunisia is a small country, so it doesn't really get a lot of international attention. So when people see protesters in Tunisia in January, they say, "Hey, what's going on? Is it another revolution?" So the article here states that a third of the North African nation's young people are unemployed. This really highlights the reason why people are in the street. All right, it's just no jobs and no hope for the future. So many of them are angry about their stagnant fortunes, the article says. For the fourth consecutive day, they have taken to the streets in violent demonstrations across the country of 11.7 million people, from the capital of Tunis to the cities of Kasserine, Gafsa, Sousse, and Monastir. So these cities have been affected by protests and police activities in those regions. So again, Tunisia is just completing their third lockdown since the pandemic, and on top of that, they're dealing with these protests. So when you see that's taking place, you may ask yourself, you say, "Hey, is there another revolution going on in Tunisia?" Well, the short answer to that would be no, well, at least not at the level that we saw in the Arab Spring. And I think this article over here by the Voices of America shares some good insights on this. So the headline here reads, "Hundreds arrested after third night of rioting across parts of Tunisia." And they have some good insights here about what's taking place, but one of an analyst here in the article, quote in the article, has a really good insights as to why this is taking place and was actually going on here. He says that this is not a resumption of the Arab Spring, but rather ordinary disturbances caused by poverty, marginalization, and despair. So basically, he talks about the young people and how they're frustrated and how they expect the change after the Ben Ali regime fell, and how they just feel that they're just in this loop of hopelessness. So that's why they're taken to the street. And I think that really hits the nail on the head, as it were, as far as why people are upset and are in the streets. I'm sure there's other reasons, the more complicated socio-economic reasons, but for a broad perspective, that's pretty accurate. Now, like I said, the Tunisian government announced a 4-day lockdown last week, which it said was due to surge in the number of cases there in Tunisia. So some analysts say that the lockdown was meant to prevent these very same protests and violence. because they anticipated this, because they themselves know that there hasn't been much progress on the economic front. So what does this mean for expats and travelers in Tunisia? Well, it means that we have to come to expect these cycles of unrest. So there will be times of unrest, of protests, and they will be sporadic, and they will be some of them will not be announced, some of them will. Some of them will be anticipated, some of them won't. But when you take into account the socioeconomic issues in Tunisia and the protests that are taking place, then you put on top of that the terrorist threat, you have a pretty challenging security situation on your hands. So for businesses operating in Tunisia, this means that you have to stay informed and engaged with the security situation at all times, and because it can go from 0 to 100 very quickly. Trust me, I know that firsthand. So, of course, I would like to say that Tunisia is a beautiful country. It's you know, it's so welcoming and lovely, and there's so many beautiful things and places to go to in Tunisia. But as an organization operating in Tunisia, you definitely have to stay engaged with the security situation. So for that, I think it's very important for organizations to receive tactical and actionable security reports. Not just replying and responding to headlines, but insightful security reports that enable you to operate on a level that ensures the safety of your personnel, and that, again, you're not just reacting to events. So for that, if you are interested in a service like that to receive these tactical reports, check out the link in the comment section, in the description of this video. Check out the link and you can have a free trial demo of this service so that you can evaluate it for yourself. And for those travelers and expats that just want to remain engaged with the security situation in Tunisia, make sure to check out our Facebook page, where we post regularly with the news and updates, and that way you're not, again, just responding to events. So that's the video I wanted to share with you today. It's a little insight on the security situation in Tunisia. Why are the youths protesting? What's going on? Is there another Arab Spring taking place? So I hope this video gives you some insights into that. Make sure you check out the links in the description if you want more information about these articles and the situation in Tunisia. So that's your video for today here on what is it, January 20th. This is @Davis Security, reminding you to stay safe and stay engaged. Take care.